I'm not quite sure what's happened there. I think I might have broken off my video. We did the cheese mixture this morning, and that's been in the fridge now for over 3 hours. And now I'm making the dough, and then once this dough all comes together, we're going to put this to rest for a couple of hours as well. So in total our cheese mixture would have been rested for over 6 hours, which is what you want. So ideally make it overnight, or just make it in the morning and then do this later on in the afternoon. All I'm doing there, what I've done is I've used 3 mugs of flour, 1 tablespoon of yeast. I put a teaspoon of mastic into a glass of milk and warmed up a glass of milk with the mastic inside it. I've used 1 egg, and I've also used like half a cup of olive oil. There's still a bit left in it. And also a teaspoon of salt. And that's all I've done. And now I'm going to work on this dough until it all comes together, and then we'll knead it for 5-10 minutes to make it soft dough. So just continue mixing your dough until it all comes together. Once your dough comes all together, you just add a little bit of olive oil onto your hands and just continue to work on your dough. Keep on working on it until it becomes, actually you can actually do it better if you do it on the surface. So a little bit of olive oil, and then just put it on and just work on your dough. Do this for about 5-10 minutes. So you worked on your dough for like 10 minutes, just occasionally wetting your hands with olive oil and just working on your dough to get it like a nice soft dough. What we do then is cover it up and leave it to rest for 2 hours. So put it back onto the plate, get some cling film, get a clean towel over it as well, and leave it rest for 2 hours, and then I'll come back. Okay, my dough has been sitting for 2 hours proving, so that's come up quite nicely. That's ready. And also I do apologise, I made this morning videoing it, and then unfortunately I've lost it, so it's all like snapped while I was making the pastry. So this what I've got in here is halloumi cheese and also cheddar cheese. I've got like 500 grams of each. What I've done is grated it very finely. Then into it I have got 4 cracked eggs in here, so I've got 4 beaten eggs in here. I've also got half a cup of sultanas. I have got mastic paste. Ideally, if you can get hold of mastic and MEHLEPİ, you crash that and add it in. I couldn't get a hold of any, so I've got I've used the same mixture that I've used in my dough, and I've also put in aniseeds, crushed some aniseeds into this. The last thing I've got to add into this now is fresh mint. If you can't get hold of fresh mint, then by all means use dried mint, but you only cut the leaves. So just cut the leaves like so, wash them well, and then chop them up. Once you chop your mint, just put that into your dish. So where this is all dry, we're now going to crack another egg into it just to moisten it up a little bit. So in total, I'll have 5 eggs in here, and I've got 1 egg in the dough, and then I'm going to have use a beaten egg to brush on top once we make the pilavuna. So we just dust our work surface and take your pastry onto your work surface. So we've now got a very nice soft dough. You just want to knead it for another 5 minutes. Now that we've got it out, just knead it for 5 minutes. So once you knead it, what I'm doing now is just making it long, because I want to divide it into more or less equal pieces. So cut them up into pieces like so. And then what we'll do is we'll just make them into balls ready to open up to put our fillings. So now, let's say, just cut them up and then like so. Okay, so once you've made your round dough balls, just cover them up with your cling film again. And then here I've got some sesame seeds, aniseed, just a little bit of aniseeds, and also black poppy seeds. Poppy seeds. There is 2 ways of doing this. You can either put them on a larger plate, and as you open up your dough, you would brush it with egg. Turn the egg brushed side onto your sesame seeds, so the whole of the outside of this spread would be covered with sesame seed mixture. Or you would just sprinkle it once you make them, just sprinkle some on top once you brush them with egg. So I'll show you how that's going to be done. So we'll put this away. With the cheese mixture, you can either spoon it on, or you can just make them into balls as well. Just makes it a little bit easy. And then we just need egg, beaten egg with milk, and that we're going to use that on top. So you just take one of your dough. It's a bit hard with the gloves. And then we're just going to open these balls into a circle. Now, some people would prefer to do that, do a large piece and then get a plate and then they just cut it round it to make it circle. But there's no need really. Pastry. Don't worry about these pieces. Then you would get some of your mixture, like I said, either spoon it on or just grab one bowl, put it in the middle, and then what you would do, there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either do it square or you can do it in like a triangle. So if you were going to do it square, you would take one side and just place it like so, and then take the other side and place it like so, and then you would just bend over these bits to go like so, and then you would get a fork and you would just press it down with a fork, the four sides. And that's how you would make the square shaped ones. Now we'll do a circle one, sorry, a triangle shaped one. So again, just get your ball and then and then once you've opened up your pastry like so, again you would take a ball mixture, put it in the middle. Then what you would do is take the two corners like so and just make it into a triangle, and then take this side as well, and then you would just press down with a fork to seal them. So that's the other shape, like a triangle shape. So depending how you want it, if you find it easier to do a big roll and then have a plate and cut it around with a plate, just so that you can get it all looking equal and all same size, by all means go ahead. But I really don't see the point. I just go around like this. Get some of your mixture, then take the two corners and then pick up this side, and again you're just making corners like so. And then we just put them on our tray, ready to be brushed with egg wash later on. So we'll just carry on making our pilavunas. So this would be the square one. And then you would just do the four corners like so. And then put a piece in the middle. Then you need to take two edges together in the middle and then fold these here. Again with a fork you would just press down on the edges to seal your pastry. So you're always leaving some sort of gap. So our pilavunas are ready. By dividing the pastry and the filling up, then you get to use all your pastry and all your fillings up. So just beat an egg and put a little bit of milk into it. Brushing all the edges. Like I said, this is very traditional Cypriot bread, pilavounas. The Greek Cypriots tend to make this at Easter, and like it's really quite fun. You get all the villagers, all the women together, making it in it already, all the filling from the night before, and then they all help out making it the day after. And then normally they used to send them out to be baked in the bakeries, and it's quite fun really. Nowadays I think everyone just makes their own needs. You can buy them in the shops because it's quite well known. I would have liked to have more raisins in mine, but I didn't have enough, so I only used half a cup of raisins, but I quite like having raisins in mine, and the fresh mint is so nice. Anyway, once we brush all the way around, then you've got your sesame seeds, aniseeds and poppy seeds mixed here, and you just go around just putting some on the edges like so. This would now go into a preheated oven at 180 degrees until they're like golden brown on top, and preheated oven 180 degrees until they're browned off, and I'll come back. Well, our first tray is out. I'm just waiting on the second one. Okay, our pilavunas are ready. They've just come out of the oven, piping hot. And the smell of the fresh mint, it just really does smell lovely. So like I said, I've done the square ones. So like I said, they're all still hot. So I've just done them all different shapes and sizes. And then you can either have them hot or cold. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to cut one up for you. Once, I mean, the corners really do taste lovely. Whenever we used to get them, we always used to go for the corners. You can get much larger, so you got all that